How's it going, everyone? Jesus here, aka Tyrant Dominus, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about Anchor. Anchor is the one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. And best of all, it's 100% free and ridiculously easy to use. And now Anchor can match you with great sponsors who want to advertise on your podcast. That means you can get paid to podcast right away. In fact, that's what I'm doing right now by reading this ad. Honestly, Anchor is a very enjoyable platform to be on, listen on, and just a joy to be a part of this community. Anchor, come check us out. And welcome back to Reaction Cast. It's your host Jesus, aka Tyrant Dominus, here to give you another series review. This time around, we're going to be talking about the Dropouts Dimension 20's 11th season, Shriek Week. Shriek Week was a 4-episode campaign that focuses on 4 students in their final year of college for monsters and humans. That this time around they're utilizing the mythic system, and with this we get a new game master, Gabe Hicks, a very entertaining GM for sure. I found his style of improvising and entertaining very enjoyable. But yeah, really fun GM. But then we get, like I said, we're following 4 college students, and with that we get 3 returning players of Dimension 20. We get Iffy Wadaway, that plays Terry Tolbo, a werewolf. We get Allie Beardsley playing Megan Mirror. We get Lily Dew playing Tootie 4, and we get a new player that I have not seen, and I'm looking forward to checking out more of this individual's repertoire of actual plays. We get Danny Francis, who plays Seven, a vampire. I forgot to mention, Megan is a ghost whose sister is the Ring, and Tootie is the daughter of, I believe, King Tut, the mummy. But yeah, so you get these four individuals, and what's interesting about this season, Shriek Week, even though it's only 4 seasons, it's played within a span of. Oh, it's playing in the course of 7 days of that world, so you get to see some fun. They do some fun radio edits. They get to do some fun interactions, because for the most part, this is not your combat D&D. These guys are just enjoying a week of college, trying to hook up with people and make it to the end of the week to a house party. And along the way, you get to meet some interesting monsters and stuff. You get the Mothman, you get a Baba Yaga, you get a whole array of monsters and literal characters, I could say. The overall plot, so we're going to be talking mostly about the series, but if you watch the adventure parties in between, that's a little bit of a bonus, because you get to see some of the background to to some of the things that were laid across for characters. But throughout the series, you get some very, very crazy shenanigans. Because, like for myself, like I didn't go to a traditional college myself. I went to like a technical school, so it was more like ingrained to, I drove from home to college and to classes, and then once I was done there's no like clubs or anything. It was just school. It was just kind of going like back to high school with little less of the socializing. And it's one of the things that, like, for as ridiculous as college is, as far as a financial standpoint, it's an interesting thing to do, to move into a adult environment where you are basically just trying to figure out who you are and trying to plan for the future. And you would think high school would be that, but high school is like this very intro to that, where you're still trying to high school is trying to figure out who you are and being angsty, and then college is that next level where you're like an adult. And so there was a few things that were fun in this individual, because you got you got Terry, this werewolf. Like, it's a werewolf who hasn't is mostly humanish, just has some of this fur, so he's not fully werewolfed out, so he kind of gets a little razz from his brothers, and some of the way, I always forget to mention, because when you're reviewing and putting your thoughts to an actual play, you got to remember there's always that hidden member that is the dice rolls. And when it came to that hidden member for some of these characters, for sure, Terry had some of the worst luck, but it made for some of the most comedic moments. Same with Megan. I think Megan, and played by Allie, and Terry, who was played by Iffy, had some of the fun bad roles that made some of these crazy interactions really great. While on the other side, you had Tootie, who had some of the most fantastic roles, and I think for the first two, maybe even the third episode, she was just rolling successes, and and for her style of character, who is trying to reinvent herself and be the new them, and it was really fun to see. And then we had Seven was this chaotic character who was fun to watch, because it was interesting, because all four of these characters were in this friend group, which is hard to kind of see sometimes, but it's Seven was just this chaotic character, and the way that Danny played her was so fun to watch, for sure. I wanted to see a little bit more chaos ensued, and some of the lore that Seven built around Seven was fantastic, making her the daughter of Count from a specific street in some universe, and it was hilarious just seeing that. It was it was the world they built was fantastic, and like I said, Gabe did a good job, helping lead these characters in the world, because like I said, if you watch some of the adventure parties, things got way out of hand really fast, and he had a lot of work to do to kind of help move along the story. But God, he did a fantastic job. I'm looking into some of the other things that Gabe is a part of, because I kind of want to see more of the things he's worked on. But for sure, Shriek Week is one of those things that, for being a 4-episode thing, there's always a lot of content when it comes to Dimension 20 shows. You're getting between an hour to almost 2.5 hours of an episode, so there's a lot for that. but seeing a new system played, it's always fun to look at new mechanics instead of just traditional Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. It's always fun. I'm always intrigued on learning other things, so seeing the mythic system used, kind of when we saw the Kids on Broomsticks back on what was it, on Mysteries and Magic. I just like seeing these new like mechanics and the way they're utilized to tell a story, because for the most part there's very little, like, I would say, combat. There's a lot of like fun like sports events and like talent shows. It's like, and the roles did a fantastic job. So yeah, there's not really much more I can say besides, fun cast, great GM, shenanigans aboard. I would say this is one of those episodes where that paywall it gets a little spicy. I'm not gonna lie, it gets pretty spicy. It's a spicy one for sure. And I thought that the 7 was spicy for being 4 episodes. This is a hot one. But yeah, so I'm gonna give this one a solid 8 out of 10. Wonderful. Like, it's such a great 4-episode season. I'm looking forward to if they bring this back or what other things will be along the lines, because I wonder if they're gonna bring back Gabe for another like one shot, or see what he will bring along, or if this is just a one and go. I'm looking forward to seeing more. It was fun to see Iffy, Allie, and Lily back. We didn't get to see Lily for a while, ever since Lily was part of Tiny Heist, so that was the last time I saw her as far as like Dimension 20 shows. Allie's always just a joy to watch in these series, and then getting to meet a new face in Danny, hoping to see what other things she was part of. They do showcase some of the other things that she's done with Iffy, so I might go back and check some of those things out. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought about Shriek Week. What monster would you be? Well, actually, what monster would I be? What monster would I be? What monster would I be in this college? Just because he was in there, I might be a chupacabra, like Rafi. Not as wave as him, but suave, I mean. But yeah, chupacabra, or maybe a Dementor. One of those two. But yeah, let me know what you would be. Let me know what your thoughts on Shriek were. Yeah. So, thanks again for listening. Until next time, see ya.